Hey guys, welcome back to Ultimate S&S. Today we're going to be discussing the RG23. We talked about this a little bit in an earlier video. So I've been doing a little work on this. What I did is I took the grips off. I was having some issues with alignment of the cylinder, and there is a foot. Let's see if you can see this on here. There is a foot, if you watch right in here, this progresses that cylinder. I don't know if you can see that or not. See that foot right there? That's what rolls the cylinder around. I'll show you that again. That progresses the cylinder. So when you fire. So I was having some issues with misfires on occasion, and a little bit of the timing of the alignment on these cylinders to the barrel here. Talking about where the round is to the chamber inside the barrel here. Had a few misalignment areas there. So what I done is I just went in, I made sure all of this was cleaned up on the cylinder and everything looks good on this. So the timing issue was not there. It was definitely in the hand, which is the piece that I showed you that progresses when you pull the hammer back. So the way to adjust your hand is you have to pull these grips off. And there is a main rod with a spring there. And what you have to do is you have to tighten that spring up. The easiest way to do that is just a half washer, or if you can find another washer of that size, it'd be great. Or make some kind of a shimming material and put in there. It takes a little bit of work to work that spring up and shim it. But once you do, what you end up having is a great gun that's going to fire pretty easy. Now you're going to read a lot of bad things about this type of firearm on the internet. So what you need to understand, RG, it is actually West Germany product. It is made in Miami. When I say made in Miami, it was assembled in Miami, but it was a West German company, Röhm, and I can't even pronounce that last word. Check out the title; it's going to have it in there for you guys. But this is what they call the original Saturday Night Special. You know, you heard songs about it and things like that. Probably heard about it back in the early 80s and stuff, when if for those who are old enough to remember, I was about 1 year old when it happened. But 1981, there was a gentleman, well, I said gentleman, there's this guy who came up and he tried to assassinate Reagan, guys. Well, guess what he was using? He was using RG14, which is the earlier version of this. Same thing, chambered in 22 or 38. But that's what he was using, except he had a snub nose version, RG14. And anytime you start looking at these old cheap things, I would recommend, unless you're just handy fixing stuff, I'd pass on them. And the reason I say that is for what it costs for one of these things. Now you're looking at like 140 bucks. Even the cheap modern firearms are going to be better. So but this is something that has been passed down through the family for a few generations now, so we keep it around here. It's pretty good for dealing with snakes, or dealing with the occasional possum in the evening. So, but I hope that tells you a little bit more about it, because I didn't know a whole lot about this particular firearm when we first got it. I had to do some research on it, some heavy research. Now every single one that I've seen has this score mark across here. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like it's just something from the factory, but there's not much to it. It shoots a 22 long rifle. This particular one does. Now they made these in 38s. They even made some RGs that were in 357, and there's rumors of a semi-automatic 44 mag. I don't know. That's what I've been reading online though, so I've never actually seen one in person. But these are probably one of the cheapest of the cheap that you can find. Does it shoot? Yeah. Should you shoot it? I'll leave that up to you. You should have it checked out by a professional. You want to make sure there's no stress fractures or anything like that inside the frames in the barrel or anything. So I've checked this one over very well, and it always seems like it's doing pretty decent as of right now. So that's something you need to be aware of when you get these. If this cylinder does not align with that chamber coming through the barrel, you don't want to shoot it, because you're going to start splitting lead and peeling lead, it's going to be ugly. You don't want to deal with that. So always have to check by a professional if you don't know what you're doing. But I hope everyone's having a great week. We're going to hop off here.